But you see, for the max caliber, I knew it was a physical attacker, and I just started setting up.
I can't remember who. What did I have murder the, like, Flamigo? Was it the Float Soul?
I think. It's
I used Ice Spinner for most of them. I'm trying to think.
It's fine. Still embarrassed, but hey, I've seen fucking certain VGC channels make idiotic mistakes. Like the video I was watching today, where someone was defensively using terrestrial grass and was like, "God damn it, rage powder!" Oh wait. Oh yes, terrestrial grass. He forgot. Because if you terrestrial in the grass, you do get the grass-type powder immunity.
Well, because the terrestrialing has that, like, it has the level of priority, like, switching has, so all type-specific immunities are...
kick in immediately. No, but seeing a VGC player that was known for having, you know, good competitive knowledge, forget what terrestrial grass does, makes me forgetting about Scrappy for 5 minutes. Sometimes you forget things, goddammit. It's fine.
Especially when you get used to an ability, like, being used competitively, like, I would say no one is using this thing with Scrappy, but I just had a big brain of this thing has Scrappy and Goldingo is running around. Why is no one doing that?
Okay. If I play this off...
They start with a spin for us, so...
I know.
Why are you starting with...
What?
Why are you starting with Serena?
Because I don't really have a better start.
Technically, the, like, starter, because it's super
The
effective.
starter is super effective.
Just do not click, don't click Torch Song, because it has, the Opportunist. That's the...
I was aware of that.
That's the other
What is... Oh.
Isn't that the other reason that thing almost slipped?
Wolfie came... Damn it. People say her team is awful. But... Wolfie came here. Opportunist lets you copy your opponent's stat changes. And Espathra, if it copies stat changes, can counter sweep pretty hard. So instead of using the starter,
you could use the starter and just click Shadow Ball because it's a pure psychic type. You just don't try to set up as like Torch Song or anything.
Yes, but I can go pretty good here with Drop Kick and U-Turn. Okay, Lumina Crash. Which does drop special defense.
Harshly drop. That is a 2-stage drop, isn't it?
Yes. Okay, Assault Vest, I love you.
That was a -2 right there.
That's why I'm playing it this way.
And then, based on her
team,
I'm trying Go-Go because Sap Zipper. That's the one problem about killing is U-turn. Actually, no, like, you have to swap something out and then you get the ability to swap again, so you could just swap to something and then you should get the ability to swap again, shouldn't you? I'm like 90% sure the game will do that.
We'll just adjust based on...
Oh no, Avalanche. Oh, duh, because...
Then... I'm gonna keep current Pokémon. I have reasons for this. We're going to Toxic you. Earthquake.
The game went for Earthquake. It didn't go for an ice move. Does it not know an ice move? What ice moves is this thing know?
Okay.
Why did you click Earthquake?
Avalog has really good physical defense and crap special defense. And I could have started trying to abuse the starter, but I'm trying to play off a few things. Because now I can do this little safety net.
No.
What?
No.
On.
Nah, funny.
It's more about...
I know it was more about the avoiding the earthquake. I was just bringing up how kind of funny that was.
I know its physical defense is good. And I'm less concerned about the Intimidate, more concerned about... Yeah, Avalanche.
Oh, that... Wait, that's the move was minus priority, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that's why they...
Yes. Yes, it is.
Also, the other thing about...
However...
The other thing about Avalanche, the reason that move is minus priority is it gets...
Stronger if they take damage.
And they have to physically get hit for that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and we are basically about to sort of absolutely cheat here. Because... I set up for a... Okay. Yeah, right in the range. Going to Waterfall. I have a Gyarados at plus flipping 2. I just need...
Now, go? I need to...
King Gambit.
Oh, there's the King Gambit.
The thing is, I know it's neutral.
King Gambit is kind of thick.
I know it's neutral. I'm at plus 2. Yeah.
That's a thick boy.
Stone Edge. Of course. That's fine, though.
It has Iron Head,
Head.
so technically, I can never remember, is that electric resist steel or steel resist electric? Because Palma, ironically, paradoxically, is like the best resist here.
On. It's just because King Gambit like has a crap ton of HP and shit.
Oh, and
Low kick kills because that thing is slow.
well, and also remember the other thing was King Gambit. Like you killed like 4 things, so it got like a 40% boost.
Boost to power, yes.
With Supreme Overlord.
Go-Goat. Switch Pogon.
I think it has ground coverage, so Serena would be the best.
On. Because I'm...
Unless it pulls like, can pull Mega
It's
Horn.
more like, if I had Terrastal into pure water, I would have beat the King
You would
Gambit.
have maybe barely lived. Though then again, because it had the Supreme Overlord boost.
On. I'm trying to get my team back in order.
Yeah, play her off.
Goodbye.
Is that a crit?
Ooh, booyah. So then...
It's gonna click play rough, so because it's going to click play rough, you could swap the fire starter. You would resist it. You could swap to Garrett or swap to Gyarados. Gyarados would get an Intimidate, but Gyarados is at low HP, so I don't know.
Well, no.
I don't know if it can live as the -1.
Oh, and it started raining. That's fucking funny.
No. Oh, you live that and then some. though, because of it being neutral. It's probably going to Horn Leech again, unless this thing also pulls rock out of its ass. Oh, no, Horn Leech. But that barely does anything. Thank you, -1.
Back to my counter sweep.
No, you can't, get too greedy because of said Horn Leech.
I'm aware of that! Yes, but the end of her team...
Yeah, probably try to only, get it to -2 to get it to +2.
If I play this off right through just a couple of items, which I'm kind of abusing items a little bit more than you did, just for some slightly better positioning, because this Gyarados, we both had...
And, in the game realized, so... Okay, so you're gonna... want to start damaging it now.
Go for an Ice Fang.
Because of that +1 it. Oh, just enough. Oh, crit probably mattered there.
Devastating blow. Here's the thing. Now Gyarados can pretty wholeheartedly clean. It's a Veluza. I've set up. I have Crunch. Veluza. Doesn't matter if it's Mold Breaker. I have Crunch.
Yeah.
I'm at +2, and I have Crunch. Gone. And her final Pokemon is a Rock type. And I can Terrestrial into pure water and smack it upside the head, and it happens to be raining.
I have not gotten an answer on if that rain actually does matter or not.
This is still pretty easy. I just had fucking King Gambit. It's fine. Terrestrial and...
Though at the same time, I kind of sort of like that, because people act like King Gambit, that because of its 4 times weakness, that its defenses are irrelevant, though that shows, and you sort of have to be hitting it with a 4 times
super effective to really kill that thing, which I could have done. It's fine. I'll spam revives, and I just got my team in a better position in Toxic Salt. This is... No, at the very least, this is 2 Dragon Dances, so that is double attack, stab boosted, super effective boosted, Terrestrial boosted, maybe rain boosted water damage from a Gyarados. Goodbye. Easy.
It would have been amazing if you would crit. That would have been
It was literally King Gambit. Because her team is almost all, maximum HP training. So King Gambit off just HP, since that's basically what you would see in competitive, can actually live neutrals pretty good. If my Gyarados had been trained, or if it had been adamant, I might have killed. Because the +2... Or if I had hit super effective, and that's the one problem with Gyarados, but I think
But we then also have the funny thing the Stone Edge could have missed.
It's fine. I win. This is fine.
The team I used, I literally did picks.
We had no... Okay, first off, we had the same problem with King Gambit, and second of all, I was at, half health? Though if I had Terrestrial into water, it might have killed.
You'd still be dealing with the, 3 or 4 boost at that point, so...
No, well, if I had Terrestrial into water, I would have done double damage.
Yes, but...
No,
but because of Supreme Overlord, it would have had basically a, Life Orb boost.
Except it wouldn't have hit me. I would have killed it. We both know I would have killed. You know why I would have killed.
You did around half...
No, I knocked it into the cusp of the end of yellow. It would have died. Unless we were looking at rolls. Where
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, a damage roll might
I don't want to say no, I just want to see what she says. Got jokes, but seriously. Oh, it's funny.
Just say yes.
Fine. No, there was so anyway. Crazy nut job. This is fine.
Yeah.
No, we didn't really talk about, but like, people call her team terrible, but they're actually good Pokemon in their own right. She just doesn't have the EV training to be obnoxious.
EV training and egg moves. And, like you said in the recording, if you swap...
Other people have said that if her ace was King Gambit and it was Supreme Overlord, it would have basically like...
And you lead with the Gamora because...
You lead with Gamora to get Toxic Spikes. And that forces the player to be on a Toxic timer unless they remove Toxic Spikes. And most people going into that, especially blind, are not going to know that. Then, if you wanted to also be annoying and we're building just asshole sets, that's a good lead. Espathra could be a setup, speed boost, stored power set.
Though it could, though the Opportunist is also
There's
good.
a smudge on my glasses.
Though the
Opportunist is good because it can steal your boost and counter sweep, so that could have came in later and fucked you up, but stored power gets 20 damage per stat buff. So if you use Calm Mind, that's 40 power.
Yeah.
And if you used Calm Mind and you got a speed boost turn, that's 60 power.
Yeah.
And it starts at 20. So 20... So no, let's break this down as I'm cleaning my glasses. It starts at 20. So that would be another 20. So now we're at 40. Calm Mind is then a 60. And then an 80. One Calm Mind and a speed boost, and that's 80 power stab. What?
And then... And then Veluza is also interesting, where because of the move Flay away, they could have done something really interesting with that, where instead of, like, Mold Breaker, which has its uses, you could have given it Sharpness, and a Psycho Cut, and Aqua Cutter,
and a bunch of HP to try to set up.
And it is holding the Razor Claw, because those are crit moves. And if it is holding the Razor Claw, that is a 50%...
I will click A in a minute. There's smudge on my glasses.
If it is holding the Razor Claw, that's a 50% crit chance.
Yeah.
And you would combine... And that 50% crit
chance
would be combined with a Sword Dance through Fillet Away.
And that thing is actually a pretty good sweeper.
Yeah.
And you can be annoying. Her team is not that bad. I will click A in a minute. And even, like, if people, Avalug's pretty useless. Except, first of all, its physical defense is obnoxious.
Yeah.
And its HP is incredible. Its special defense is bad, but if you wanted a unique Avalug set, you could give it an Assault Vest to offset the special defense, and then you would actually have a nigh untouchable wall other than not being able to recover. Because EV training, Cynthia in the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is a good example of why.
Or again, another really, like, obnoxious item that was introduced in this game. You give the Avalug the loaded dice.
Mm-hmm.
And you make it like a setup thing with, like, Bulk Up or something.
Because Avalog actually has access to recover.
Yeah.
And on tempo stops Intimidate, but that also stops confusion and shit, so you can be annoying.
Like, we've said why we're going to talk about Pokemon's difficulty. You think you want Pokemon to be hard, but you don't want that, because if they go full ROM hack and make the game difficult, it just makes the game an asshole.
Here's my counterpoint to difficulty. Alright. Play Pokemon. Play if you haven't played it. Regardless of how you feel. Play Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Get to the Elite Four, and especially Cynthia. And unless you get incredibly lucky, tell me honestly how obnoxious Cynthia is, because she has maximum EV training. And when I say maximum, I mean the allotted, like, 512, I think is the...
No.
And she has perfect IVs, so 31s, 0 in a stat she is not using, and good hold items.
The physical attackers even have 0 special attack, even though that doesn't actually do anything.
Yes. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, what is your overall opinion on Geeta's team composition? Because me and Sean keep arguing about this, where he thinks the reason her team is bad is because he said her team lacks a good team composition, but in my opinion, her team composition is not that bad. And Sean normally tries to argue that her team composition is bad because her choice of types is bad, and her choice of Pokemon do not complement each other all that well, which is hilarious coming from him specifically, because Sean often defends Steven Stone, and I think Steven's team has far worse team composition than Geeta's team. While I will acknowledge that Steven's team has a decent variety, at the same time, almost every Pokemon Steven has is part rock, except for Claydol and Metagross, meaning Steven's team is basically super vulnerable to the same few types across the board, and his team shares a lot of common weaknesses, since almost everything on his team has at least one weakness in common with something else. His team basically falls apart incredibly easily, especially if you use fighting, water, ground, and grass, meaning a Swampert can pretty easily solo Steven's entire team. And if you're worried about Swampert fighting Cradily, just bring a Breloom, and that basically covers the Swampert incredibly well. My point is basically this: Steven has a lot of overlapping weaknesses, and Geeta technically does as well, but I feel like her overlapping weaknesses are not as bad as Steven, but I will acknowledge they can be a bit problematic. But Pokemon by design basically means a few overlapping weaknesses will happen. They can be hard to avoid unless your team is using such a crazy amalgamation of types that basically have nothing to do with each other. That way, you're trying to make a team that is incredibly diverse and does not share common weaknesses, but a team like that might not cover the individual weaknesses. of other team members, and people that design competitive teams will always say a couple of overlapping weaknesses is not a deal breaker as long as your team can cover those weaknesses with another member or the coverage moves that your team has. Like, your team maybe has a few extra weaknesses to fire, so you make sure that you can use rock or water or ground, stuff like that. And then we have absolute nonsense with other champions, like Lance, where he had 3 Dragonites. So that was 3 Pokemon that were quad weak to ice, which can be incredibly exploitable. And I will end this point. I was just trying to say that while Geeta's team might not be the best, I still feel like people gloss over the glaring flaws in a team like Steven's, because his Pokemon overall share a lot of weaknesses. But anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.